a life-changing moment that I had, which has shifted my whole life and how I now approach situations, was when I applied to do a TEDx. I applied to do a TEDx when I was going through a stressful time in my life. My career was stressful. I had perceived social anxiety, which I now know wasn't social anxiety, it was just energy that I was feeling. And when I got that confirmation email through to say, you have made it through and you are going to be on TEDx, you're going to be on the TEDx stage, everything in my body lifted, expanded, a rush of excitement came through my body, and I think I even jumped in the air. I can remember I was in the kitchen by my fridge when the email came through. And this feeling, this sensation was my sacred yes. And from that moment is when I started to decondition from my mind into my body. So at every point up until then, all my decisions were made from my head. And when it was coming up to the application for TEDx, lots of people were saying to me, are you sure you want to do this? You've got a lot of anxiety. Are you sure you want to be on that stage in front of that many people? Like, people were feeding the head. People were feeding the head. The anxiety was feeding the head. And like, I don't know if I can do this. But because this feeling in my body was so strong, A, about applying, and B, when I got through, I started to realise that I needed to trust my body over my mind. And I needed to work out what that feeling was. And that feeling was my sacred yes. That was literally my body feeling into TEDx, feeling into that timeline that was going to follow in my life. And that was relaying back like, yes, this is meant for you. This is going to be expansive and amazing. Yes, yes, yes. That is what I was feeling. So this is why we have to follow the body over the mind. And that was the moment for me. And since that day, I started my journey of deconditioning from my mind into following my body. I ended up leaving my corporate job in financial services where I was for 15 years, taking the leap into my soul-aligned business. I ended up leaving my marriage. I ended up living in the most incredible holiday homes. I ended up meeting my soulmate. And all of this was through that process of deconditioning and following my body over my mind. So let me know in comments, where do you feel your sacred yes and sacred no in your body? What does that feel like to you? What has that enabled you to create in your life? And if you want to go deeper, I have a free workshop on this. You can get this through the link in my bio, my Sacred Yes workshop and workbook that will help you walk through all of this and getting deeper in touch with your sacred yes and your sacred no.